Hey guys, Steve from Internet Studios, and I know I told you I was going to be doing a benchmarking video very quickly, but I lied, obviously. But I have it here for you today because a very special thing is happening. I'm getting a graphics card. So, the Corsair build I did it runs awesome. I have some benchmarks pulled up for you. I will show you. Or I might not show you, but I'll tell you. I'll read them off the screen and everything. And I'm really proud of it right now. The only thing I did is I bought a new graphics card, which I'll tell you about. I'm actually going to do. Then this video, I'll show you the graphics card. I'll put it in and do another benchmark. So it's going to be like a huge combined video. It's going to be awesome. And I'm probably going to cry. I might cry. I bought some more RAM for it. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So let's get to it. Okay, so first off, I have some gaming benchmarks. So I'm showing you what it can run, what it can't run right now. Now this is the unupgraded. This only has 4 gigs of RAM. It has the built-in APU graphics, which is the Radeon HD. It's the AMD Radeon HD 847 OD. If that means anything to you guys, I mean, drop it in the comments. But it runs a lot of low-end games, like I said it would. Now, I bought a new graphics card, which I'm not going to tell you the name of it because, you'll find out later, and another 4 gig stick of RAM. Now this computer case only has 2 RAM slots, 2 DDR3 RAM slots, because it's a small form factor. So I just bought another 4 gigabyte stick, and it's going to end up being 8 gigs. So let me show you why I did that. So I have a list of, I think this is 6 games right here, and I have another one popped up in my memory. First game on here is Depth, which is it's a really cool shark diver kind of game. It's underwater. Now this is got pretty good graphics and it's a fast-paced game. So I didn't expect it to be able to run it, and it does not run it at minimum or recommended. It says here. All right, let's see. All right, so the only problem it has is I need a video card, obviously. And so really all it says is I need a video card and a little bit more RAM, because the 4 gigs, even though I have 4 gigs in there and it only needs 4 gigs, the RAM is split between multiple different things. So it's not going to be able to run the depth and everything else it's trying to run in the background at the same time. Alright, let's go to... Alright, it can run Counter-Strike at the minimum settings, just as many of the other games that it's running at minimum settings. It just needs a graphics card and more RAM. Same Arcade, which is a Korean MMORPG. It's a really fun game, you guys should check it out. It's free. It can run Minecraft at minimum settings. The only problem is it needs more RAM. That's the only thing. It doesn't need a better graphics card or anything. It just needs a little bit more RAM. And Gary's mod, it runs at minimum and recommended, and so does Neverwinter. And I looked up Grand Theft Auto 4, which is, it can run it at, I think, minimum and recommended. And then Grand Theft Auto 5, which it cannot run at all because, again, graphics card and RAM. So that's why I chose to upgrade what I did. Now I'm going to show you guys basically like CPU benchmarks, like how hot it's getting, the RPMs of the fans and everything. As you know, we have 2 Corsair Sickle Flow red LED fans in the front and 2 stock Corsair fans on the top. This is the intake and exhaust. I have stock cooling on the CPU. Now I didn't go above and beyond with CPU cooling because I'm not overclocking it, because from what I heard you can't overclock an APU. Now if I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments or whatever you want to do. But that's definitely something you want to check out if you want to do overclocking. Right now this is a pretty fast processor. I mean it's turbocharged and it's like 4.1 gigahertz. I think it's stock 3.9. So if you guys want to overclock something, I don't believe you can overclock APUs. So check that out, but then you'd have to be buying a graphics card as well because you're going to get crud graphics. So look into that. Alright, let me pull up the So this is the Asus performance whatever. It's their BIOS that basically with the motherboard that kind of shows you what everything has. So right now it says the CPU frequency. Now I have no idea what this means, but some of you guys out there are probably a little bit smarter than I am. Know what it means, so I'm gonna tell you anyways. The CPU frequency is running at 1,798.6 megahertz. So I don't know if that's good or if it's bad. You guys drop a comment, tell me what's the matter, if I'm stupid. Now the voltage right now looks like it's only using, I think this is the motherboard and everything, it's only using like 0.936 volts, which that's not bad at all. And the CPU, I was actually, when I first plugged this in, the first run, it was a little rough because it went from, it was running around 90 and it shot up to like 114 real quick when I opened some program. I think it was like the task manager or something. And but right now it stays, I have like 6 or 7 windows, not right now, but 6 or 7 windows open at a time of just anything. Like I had Minecraft and a couple web things up, and it ran fine. It stayed at, it's sticking around 84, 85, sometimes getting up to 86 is the most I've seen it since that shoot up to 114 when I first plugged everything in. It runs very clean, very, it's actually not too loud. You can hear the fans. I don't know if you can hear it. I'll be quiet for a second so you can listen. I don't know if you guys hear it. It's not a very loud audible noise, but it is definitely you can hear it if you're sitting here for a long time. But I've got these Yamaha speakers sitting here, so really my game noise drowns everything out. So the CPU fan right now, it usually stays up around 1,200 RPMs, but right now it's sticking around 936, and it's basically in idle mode right now. Honestly, I'm not doing anything on it at all. Yeah, that's really all you need to look at. I mean, it's running really cool for a dual core CPU. So as I said, this is just the first half of the video. My graphics card and everything has not arrived yet. It will arrive soon. I think it's about 1 o'clock, so probably an hour or two UPS will bring me my stuff in. I will unbox it and everything, show you guys, and we'll have a great time. I'll see you guys in 3 seconds. Hey guys, it's Ian from Minter Studios. This is the second half of the video. I know you're thinking, it's bright outside still. Well, what happened was, the graphics card came, it was awesome. I did a whole unboxing video, and that was longer than I thought it was. I think the unboxing video itself was like 8 minutes. So I didn't want to put that in this video because it made it like 26 minutes long. That was way too long. My hair was messed up anyway, so I just took that one off. And then the conclusion video I did, for some reason, just the way it was encoded or something didn't work. So, and it was already like 7 o'clock when I made that video, so I hooked everything up and I just stopped. Well, what you didn't see from the video before is the graphics card. So I'm going to show you the graphics card I got. I also bought the 4 gig RAM stick that I told you about. So now I have a 8 gig RAM. I have 8 gigs of RAM in there, and I have a Radeon R7 260X overclocked edition, Sapphire made. It's got 2 gigabyte DDR5. It's awesome. It runs amazingly. I mean, I told you how I played Neverwinter before, and I played it on this computer, and it was all about medium settings, default, and I just left it that way because I normally like to, the game knows what it can do, what it can't do, and so I booted it up yesterday, last night after I'd installed the graphics card, which was a pain. It was awful. I mean, it took me probably 2 or 3 hours just because the software didn't want to install, the drivers and everything off the disk didn't want to install, It was really stupid. It was not fun. I just gotta say. But after I got everything installed, it works awesome. I played Neverwinter, and it just everything was ultimate settings, like ultimate settings. Now Neverwinter isn't a very graphics hard game, but sorry, but it is definitely a good graphics game. It's not like a crud game where, like in Minecraft, where you could have built-in like 2008 graphics, and as long as you had enough RAM, it'd be fine. It's very detailed. Well, it's not very detailed, but it's definitely more detailed than your average game. It ran really well. It was super smooth. There was no kind of glitchy transitions when you're moving the mouse. I could shake the mouse around and it would just smoothly transition everywhere. Everything looks way more three-dimensional. It's a pretty awesome card for the $120 I paid for it. I bought it off of Amazon, and I was quite proud about how cheap it actually was compared to like Tiger Direct and Newegg. So for a $120 card, I gotta say it's pretty awesome. I can run every game at most games at minimum settings. I haven't looked up Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a very graphics heavy game. It can run depth. And everything else that was that it could run before, it now runs at max settings. It really blew me away about how actually upped it actually did. It on depth, I told you it ran it, but it doesn't run it at max settings because it needs, I think, because of the size of the onboard memory of the card itself. So that I think after I do the crossfire or whatever, I need to look out how to do that. It's after I do that with the APU I have in there, hopefully it'll be able to run depth a little easier. I haven't played depth because I don't own that game, but gaming on it is really nice. I also, as well, I'm hoping, because of the new card I got, it actually has an HDMI port, which my motherboard does not. So I will hopefully be able to start recording gameplay on the computer. I need to get a new monitor, though, or get an adapter because of the fact that my monitor does not support HDMI because it's older, and it was like super cheap. I got it for like $10 off of some lady who lives in my neighborhood. So yeah, I'm really hoping I can get a new monitor or something. I think we have a couple TVs lying around the house I could maybe take from my little brother or something. But I'm really hoping I can record some gameplay for you guys. So thanks for watching, and as always, like, subscribe, comment below. Hope you like this video. I will put this whole series, the Corsair 240 series, into a playlist, and you can check that out. If you haven't watched my previous build, go ahead and check that out. It should be on my channel. Pretty awesome PC. And I don't remember if I said it in the first part of the video, but I got a few comments that said I didn't do that good in researching the build itself. I didn't do that good in budgeting. Well, I did do a really great job budgeting all the hardware and everything, other than the case and everything about that. Really, because this, I got a lot of comments. Well, I got like one comment that said, "You suck at building. I should have done more research, and it could have been less money." Well, this is my personal computer. I'm using this for myself, so I wanted to make it as awesome as possible. This case itself, right here, cost like almost $150, and the fans in it together cost like $20, $25, because well, a little more than that, like $30 together. So right there, that's like $180 with the case and the fans, which you don't need. Most cases will come stock with about 2 fans, and this case, this setup that's all in there, it doesn't run that hot. It actually runs pretty cool. I'm surprised for the compact case and everything. But there are plenty of options I looked at when I'm building this. Mid-tower cases, full-size cases, other compact cases that are way cheaper, like $30, and they're still great cases that come with onboard fans. So really, with with the graphics card, the motherboard, the CPU, well the APU, the hard drive, the power supply, it all together, and the RAM, it all together costs like around $400, which is definitely really well budgeted for a PC that runs the way this one does. And another thing is the graphics card itself could be cut down a little bit. You could get the 240, which honestly I wouldn't recommend, because for the extra like $40, you get the 260, which runs like amazing. But seriously, like this is my personal computer, and that's why I put the extra money I didn't need to into it. So I just wanted you guys to know that, so you don't think, well, this is the bad video for me, I need to watch something else. Don't pay attention to the case and the fans and everything. Pay attention to the hardware itself when you watch this the previous video of the Corsair Air build. But yeah, so that's all I really have to say about that. So like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.